Good morning. I am your computer teacher. Today I will start the first chapter in your textbook, Computer Languages. Computer Languages. Student, do you know that what is languages? Languages means you communications to interact with your people. When you are talking with your friends, which type you can be used in language, in particular language, which can you know that? For example, you can also know of the Marathi language, English language, other Telugu, Kannada. The specific language you can also understand, and you also know that language you can talk with the another people, your friend, your family member. In a similar way, the computer has languages. There are different types. The first is a low-level language. First is a low-level language and second is a high-level language. Today's lecture, I will teach about the low-level language and there are two types. Low-level language and there are two types. The first type is a machine language. Which is the first type is a computer language in low-level language. First type is a machine language. Second is a assembly language. There are the two types of low-level language. So student, understand which is the two types of low-level language. First is a machine language. Second is a assembly language. So student, I will start a low-level language. Low-level language means it is used for represented to the 0 and 1 format. That is called as a machine language. Binary language. 0 and 1 is a digit number. So student, do you know that what is 0 and 1? What can be represented? 0 means the electrical pulse is off. What is the mean? 0 means electric pulse off. And 1 means electrical pulse on. You also see that it is computer is represented to the electrical signals, which is represented to 0 and 1 format. But student, you can also understand what is the mean of 0 and 1. It is a coding format. It is a signal. So the 0 means the electrical pulse off and 1 means electrical pulse on. Because computer only understand binary language, machine level language and digit. It is a digital number they can be accessed 0 and 1 format. So low level language is the first type is a machine language. Machine language, it is a first generations of language. It is first generation of language and it is a represented to the 0 and 1 format. The computer easily understood by the machine language without any translator as compared to assembly language. Machine language is easily understood by computer. Student, do you know that machine language is the first generation of language and computer can easily understood by the machine language. It is represented 0 and 1 format and it is easily store the data without any translator. The first is the advantages. First, you can see the advantages of machine language. I will also say it is easily understand. So, it is the first advantage is a fast and efficient to use a computer. It's work very fast as compared to assembly language. It is a fast efficient for the computer. It is directly understood by the computer. Okay, student. This is the advantages of machine language. And advantages in a similar way, this is a disadvantages. It is a difficult to find error. When you programming will be started, so it is a difficult to find error to programmer. It is a machine dependent language. So it is a main disadvantages of machine language because computer only understood by the 0 and 1 format, binary language, machine language. We can be give the instruction. The first it will be translated in machine code and then it will be going to processing and give to the output. So it is a machine dependent language. Student, do you understand by the low level language? there are two types, machine language and assembly language. Then second another type is a low level language, is a assembly language. The first, it is developed on 1950, that was based on the English alphabet. It is developed in 1950. When it is developed in 1950, it is based on English alphanumeric alphabet. This is a second generation language. Machine language, it is a first generation language, and assembly language is a second generation language. This is the second generation language. For example, assembly language, translator and machine language. What are you see that? Student, what will we see that? Assembly language is translated machine language, means you can give any instruction, then computer first translate in machine language, which is the form of 0 and 1, and then it will be give the output which you can know that. Okay, the advantages of assembly language is easy to understand as compared to machine language. It is easy to understand, it can be modified easily. But machine language, it cannot be easy to modify easily. But advantage assembly language, it can be modified easily. Easy to locate the error in assembly language. Means it is advanced as compared to machine language. Easy to understand, modify easily. Disadvantages: assembly language is machine oriented. Assembly language is machine oriented. It's required to translate the assembly language into machine language. What it means? You can also know that you can also give the instruction, then it first translated in machine language. So it is a very difficult to understand the combination of 0 and 1 for all time. You can be also the coding format translated, and then it will be computer understand. So it is a machine oriented language. So student, in this lecture I will teach about the computer languages. The first type I will explain to low level language, and there are two types, machine language and assembly language. Student, do you understand?